was invited by Shannon Green to participate in her Inspiration Conspiracy video hops, and I have decided to create a travel junk journal to show you. So to start with, you need something to use as your pages. I am using pages from a big Rand McNally Road Atlas book. So this is how we're going to be folding them, and I'll show you that now. In the description below, you will be finding a series of links. Keep clicking the very top video in each person's set of links. Alright, so onto the pages. I trimmed this edge off, and then I folded them in half, like so. And you're going to need a bone folder for this, just to help crease your pages. I want to use a piece of regular 8.5 by 11 letter size cardstock as my cover. So I need to make sure when I fold up my bottom that it's going to be the same distance as the width of here. Now on this paper you're going to want to, or this fold I mean, you're going to want to have it all the way on one side. Once you have that fold, you're going to fold your paper like this, where your pocket is on the inside. And then you're going to take this piece and fold it over to here. Now there's a lot of videos out there where people have done this same type of folding technique using folders. And of course, if you want to use folders instead of these papers, then that would be fine. Okay, and you flip it over and do the same to the other side. Alright, and then we're just going to give that a nice creasing. Because you're going to have this in your travels, you're going to want to make sure that your pages aren't going to get totally destroyed. What I have done is added some clear packing tape. Now you could use pattern packing tape, or if you're using plain papers, then a patterned tape would be very pretty to add in here for some additional interest. But the main places you're going to want to add that are on the middle fold, these two folds, and this bottom fold. So I have my Scotch packing tape here. So I do it like this. Okay, it doesn't really matter if it's straight. Alright, it's going to burnish that down, make sure it's stuck really well. Alright. Now, fold it in half. Okay, and then you can add some to this side as well. Now I need to do that to my other little pockets. You're going to refold up your pages. Alright, now you need to make sure your stuff's not going to fill out your pockets, right? So get yourself a small portion of tape and just kind of tape the pocket from the edge down. Don't overlap from the top. And that way you can still have space to insert your items without them being interfered with. So there we go. We have two pockets so far, or pages. Now you're going to do as many of these as you feel is necessary for your trip. Once you've figured out how many of these you want, then you know how wide this needs to be. So I have two here, but I'm going to add a third, and I will do that real quick and be back. I have my 3 sections here folded up, and I'm using a couple binder clips just to keep them in place. And now we're going to fold the paper around. I'm going to match it up with the edge here. And I'm giving myself an idea of how wide this needs to be. Making a little dent here in the cardstock. And now I'm going to fold that at that little dent I made. Now that should be the same size as the stack of papers. Now we need to make an area for the papers to fit. So we're going to go and do it from the back side this time. And come over and make a little dent. And that is approximately for my particular stack, we're doing about 1/4 of an inch there, just to give ourselves a spine, essentially. Now, if you have a scoreboard or something like that, you know, that would be a great way to do this as well. I'm not picky and wanting to dig that out. So we've created ourselves a little spine for these to fit into. Like so. And now we need to do the same on the other side. So we're going to go approximately there. And then on this side I am going to measure because I'd like for it to match that distance that I did on the previous side. Now you have a holder for your little journaling book. If you do want to add a bunch of stuff, then of course increase your spine width. Alright, so I have some string and a needle so I can do my binding. And we're just going to do a simple, what I call pamphlet stitch, but I'm not even going to go all the way to the top. I'm just going to do a couple. Let's see, let's measure this one here. And let's come in 2 inches in from each side. I'm going to make a little mark. Now 2.5. 2. Alright, and that'll be the same on here. Alright, now you don't have to do 2.5. You can do whatever measurement makes you happy. And I'm going to need 3 holes here for those to fit in. So I'm just going to go ahead and poke them through. And something else to think about when you're doing this is also maybe some reinforcement in here. In fact, I'm going to add a little bit of this fun packing tape just in here like this. Now that I've covered up my lines, I'm going to have to put them in again, right? Alright, that's just to provide that extra stability for our stitches. Poke those holes. This side I'm going to have to measure again. Okay, and then we need to do the holes on here. Alright, now since I have that one, I can use that as my template for these two. So I'm just stacking them in how the bounding edge needs to be. And then find my little hole and punch it through again. Okay, so there they are in there. And now I can sew them in to the book. So we need a bit of string. And this is just any old, you know, twine kind of stuff. You can use embroidery thread, you can use wax thread, ribbon, whatever makes you happy. So I'm going to need 3 pieces. Now how long you need these all depends on how big your book is and whether you want a lot of tassel stuff hanging off the back. So you have to decide, do you want your threads on the inside or the outside? I'm going to go with my threads on the inside. So find that first hole and bring the needle through. Alright, there's my needle. Can you see it? And then we're going to use the first hole on the, actually we're going to use the back hole, just because it's easier to work from back to front. Alright. Make sure not to pull your strings through your book all the way through. Alright. So now we want to make sure these are kind of even. Don't pull too hard because then you might rip your paper. So then we have that nice string on the outside. And you want to use a square knot so that it doesn't come untied. Okay, and I'm going to repeat that step for all the other 2, and I'll be back. So there you go. There's your spine. You know, obviously if you make this wider, you can have more pages in. You can use a bigger sheet of paper if you need to make it even larger than this. You know, it doesn't have to be for travel. You can use this for any topic. So I hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and please go to the description area to see the next video in the series of the Hop. So if you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you stick around and watch more of my projects. Please like and share. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the Hop. Bye.